Hi, it's Teresa with Crafty with Theresa. Thank you so much for joining me today. Well, in today's video, I'd like to go over the August 2024 Paper Pumpkin Kit. This kit includes 9 cards, 3 different designs, and one of them is a fun fold card. So, super excited to take a look at these supplies in this kit and to make these cards. Oh, and I'll also give you some options and ideas to alternate some of these cards. But if I'm being honest, they're perfect just the way they are. Now, enough of my chatting, let's get to crafting. So if you're new to Stampin' Up, they have something called a Paper Pumpkin Kit. And it's a card kit where you'll see lots of supplies, really everything that you need to make these cute cards. This month, it's actually a birthday card set, and it includes a stamp set that includes lots of sayings like celebrate, it's time for cake, happy birthday, make a wish. You'll see candles and balloons and all these things to make these cute birthday cards. This month also includes, I think, a bonus stamp. It includes the number set that you can use to make your birthday cards a bit more personal. So let's dive into this kit. This is brand new to me. I have not opened it yet, so you're going to see me dive into it and open it up and take a look at all the different pieces that we need for this card kit. Because this kit has it all, I think it gives you the best bang for your buck. You get all these pieces on top of beautiful photos of the cards, some visual looks at what goes where, on top of pictures showing you the how-to for the cards. So as we open this up, you'll see things like bronze string. It's actually like a really pretty metallic bronze color. You'll see these dimensionals. You'll see pieces to each one of the cards. I haven't pulled them together in my head, so I'm just grabbing the pieces as I see them. You'll see bases. Oh, there's a better picture, by the way, of some of the sayings. Hopefully you can see a little bit of those sayings. The envelopes are in here. Look how cute these envelopes are. One thing I will say, at some point, I will not do it in today's video, but at some point, those envelopes are perfect. And you know what? They would actually make great card bases. There's an alternative for you at some point. Look at the cute cake. We're going to actually make that cake a little bit more fancy, and those are actually card bases. However, if you wanted to, you could cut them up and use them for panels and make even more cards. It's something that I may do in the future. These are adorable. I just made a fun fold card recently, and this is very similar to the one that I made, although this one we're going to do a few more things to it here on this video. But you see where it's already been scored for you, and once we get to that card, you'll see how cute that turned out. Another round of card bases for you. You'll see some stickers. These are cutouts and punch items that all of them you even stamp on, and you're going to see that here in just a bit. Now let's take a little bit of a deeper dive into those instructions. Oh, before I forget, they also include a picture of what those stamp sets look like. Now let's take a deeper look into these instructions. One of the things I wanted to show you here is the directions and kind of how they flow. The way I found it best is I looked at this page first, which is the picture of all of the overall cards. The order that I'm going to do this in, because in my opinion it's going from easy to more difficult, I think this is the easiest one. This is the second to easiest one, and this is probably the most difficult. It's not difficult, it just has more activities and more things to do to complete it. Again, these are your cards, you can do as you wish. But these are the directions on each of the pieces. But I know in this particular case, this shows you all the supplies you need for each one of the cards. So I will show you what I did with these. As soon as I saw this, I said this is ideal for me because that's the way my mind works. I like to go in kind of an orderly fashion. So I open the kit, then I turn around and look at each of the cards, and then I read the instructions. Sorry, that should be second. And then third is I start organizing each one of the cards, and you've seen, if you've watched me, you've seen I do that quite often. And that way I can do it in an assembly line fashion. So this is card 1 and the supplies that you need for that. This is card 2, and again the supplies you need for that, and this is card 3. But this to me was invaluable when I was pulling this all together. So let me show you what I did. So I have a 6, let's see, I don't know if I know, they are 5 3/4 by 7.5. These are just something I got off of, I believe it was clear bags, but I'll look and see if I can find that. But what I do is, the first thing I do, and I've done this in videos, is I put those in some type of packet, because I don't always get a chance to do these as they come in. So I put them in the packet based on the card, so I don't have to keep going back and looking at directions as I go. I still will have to peek back through, but at least they're in the box, the paper pumpkin box. Sorry, mine got beat up, but nothing was damaged, yay. And so I'll put each one of them in an envelope. And I just thought I'd show you this quick little trick. This particular set of clear bags did not have a seal here. So I just grabbed 3D hot dots and added my own seal. So that's the first one. This is your second one, which I love this one, by the way. The first card I'll do as is. Let me know if you'd like to see the alternates. My plan today was just to show you the cards that I will make from the initial kit, as some of these are different, and then this is the third one. Like I said, this is the one that I think is easiest, so we'll start with that one, and we'll be right back. So I'm just grabbing everything that we need to go ahead and get started on this. Obviously you have your card bases, your panels, and those beautiful balloons. The first thing that I think we should get started on is based on the instructions, the first thing that we'll need to do is actually do our stamping. So I'm going to grab the stamping block that is provided by Paper Pumpkin, which I think is wonderful that they give you that. And I'm going to grab the happy birthday and the balloon that's going to be needed based on these instructions to add to that panel. And because that happy birthday is kind of angled, I'm going to lay it on top of the banner that's in the die cuts. But first, let's do this. I just grabbed the happy birthday and I placed it here. I kind of had an idea based on this about what it's going to look like. So I kind of placed it here, and then I did some sample stamping. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do that. I'm going to stamp on this first, and then I'll stamp my balloons. And I just use the same block. Try to do this in front of you so that it's easy to see. And I'm going to ink this up. Give it a minute to transfer to the paper. Try not to rock it. And there you have it. Now I am going to save this one because I'm thinking about doing a different design for that. Now, the other thing the example shows you in your directions is it shows you to stamp a few of these blue and these multicolored striped blues. So I'll do that. First I'll do this one, then I'll clean my stamp and I'll do another. I think you could probably just do this randomly, but I'm kind of going by the design. Let's do this. This is just so I store it and I don't stick my hands in it, which obviously I still do. So just randomly pick places. Looks like this is one of the places that was picked in the design. There's one. And we'll put one down at the bottom, just like the design, the sample design. For my beginners, this is perfect for you to get started on your card making kits. So I'm going to put this away and I'm going to grab my other stamp and I'll be right back. Now, I've decided that I need to kind of have a placement in mind when I put my other one down, because I think what I want to do is I want to fill this hole on this particular design, which is exactly what they're showing you here. They're showing you here to put it right here and to put it right here, but I really wanted this here to kind of have an idea, so I really do need it close to that. So I'll take this away, but it kind of gives me that idea, and what we're going to do is put that big balloon right here in the middle. But this is an opening that we can fill. And it looks like that's really close to the way they have it. Let's see how that looks before I go any further. Let's see here. Perfect. I need to work on a little bit more. I'll do this one first at the bottom because we know about where that's got to go. We're just going to put it right. Oh, it's hard to see with my light. Perfect. Happy with that. And this one. We know that we want it right here in the middle somewhere. ABC, 1, 2, 3, and I love it. Okay, now let's get our dimensionals and start putting this together. So now that I have my stamping done, here's my happy birthday, and I wanted to show you that I went ahead and added my dimensionals. I will add it to the happy birthday for you. I thought I'd show you a little trick. What I did is I added this to the very edges here. I did most of these to the very edges also, but I did not put a dimensional right here in the middle, and I'll show you that in just a second as to why I didn't do that. But I like to, larger objects, I like to really load that up. Okay, we'll leave this open and I'll show you that in just a second. We'll grab our card base and we will use our bone folder to burnish it or crease it, or basically let's get it to the point nice and even. Okay. Alright, so now we have everything we need to go ahead. The only thing we don't have to finish this card, and we'll do that in just a minute, we have our cute little bow. But I did want to show you real quick, this requires you to measure this to 8, and 8 is right here. That's an awful lot. So what I wanted to show you, if you haven't already learned this, one of the things that's really beneficial is to leave it on the strand and make your bow here. If you're not a big bow maker, I know there's bow makers that you can buy. I don't happen to have one. But what I've done is I take it, and this obviously wouldn't be 8, so I basically take this and I make it into 2 loops. I hold that really tight, and then I wrap it around and bring it through this way. So bring it through. And then take your other side and pull it. So by doing this, you now have, and of course you just got to tweak this bow to make it look like you want it. And look, you have not used near that much of the thread. Now I'm going to make more than the 9 cards, so I really want to be frugal with this because I love this bronze color. So I'm going to grab and then I'll just snip those off. Now, we have our cute little bow. Now, we'll just put this all together and be ready to go. I'm going to use glue because I like to have the ability to move things around. I always take my glue and I put it in this smaller container. I'll be honest with you, I don't remember where I got this from, but just so you know, I have changed the way I do my videotaping so that shadow is not in your way. So I just wanted to let you know that's why you're seeing me move things away and come back, so that shadow won't be in your way. Now, next, we'll remove all of these. If you have this tool, it's very handy. You just take it off, you grab the other side, screw it back in, and you take it off this way. I'm not used to these small dimensionals, so I'm not very good at it. Oh, I did have that one off. This one I didn't have off. Now, what I believe, what the instructions say, which I'm not looking, I will look right now, looks like you put this on first. Pretty close to the center here. Okay, and then you put the other 2 balloons on here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of angle this because I want my happy birthday to come across right here. I'm kind of angling it there. And there's a reason why I didn't fill these all the way to the edges, because I knew I would be trying to make room for that. We're going to slide this in here. And again, I'm angling this a little bit so that I can make sure that that happy birthday comes in there. Happy birthday is going to go right over the top. And the reason for, remember I mentioned that I wanted to leave that because look at that. That is flush with that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that on here. And then I will use right here, I will use their little mini dots. I'll grab one of those. I'll put it on this and roll it up a little bit, and then set this down on the bottom. And there you have it. This one's going to be quite easy. Remember, here's our guidelines. First step is we're going to stamp these two items. Second step, we'll put the dimensionals on there, and I'm going to show you what I did here. And then, of course, we'll put the card together. So, obviously I've started. Wanted to get an idea of how I was going to make that work. So we'll ink this up. Again, I put It's Time for Cake on one side. On the other side I have the little candle. By the way, all of it came out of this set that came with the kit. As usual, inky fingers. I'm just going to scan through, grab that. Try to do this a little bit so you can see it. Stamp it down. And there you have it. Now, this is the tricky one. Let me clean this other side off so I don't get ink all over everything. This is the tricky one, but it's really not. It's just a matter of, you just need to understand what you have to do with it. So you just basically ink it up. I think this is a cute and genius idea. You're going to take it and you're going to put it right on that edge, and I'm going to do this for just a second to see if I can line it up. Let me take this off so you can see it better. Now, it's a little tricky, but basically what you're going to do is you're going to line this up, and what I did is I lined it up with the wick. So now let's put this card together. A couple things I wanted to show you on this one is in your packet, these are the two that we just stamped, and in your packet you had a fork, you had these, but there was plenty to do these doubled, so I'm going to show you what I did there, or you don't have to, you can make more cards with it. But in my case I thought, I'll just use them as doubled. And what I'm going to do is I've already burnished this. I'm going to go ahead and put those together. And I'm going to use my silicone mat so that the glue doesn't get everywhere. So we're just going to put these together real quick. While we're putting these together, if you have not already subscribed, feel free to subscribe. You do need to do it before I would say to be on the safe side, the 9th of the month. You need to order your subscription before the 9th of each month. If you decide you don't like something, they have this wonderful deal, which I am just amazed at, that you have the ability to suspend that and not take that kit. Now, they are surprises, but they're lovely surprises. The prescriptions are 1 month at a time. There's 3 months, 6 months, I believe, and there's 12 months. All that information will be in the description box. But, so now we have this. So what we're going to do, this goes on the bottom. What I do is I line the top and the bottom first. You want this to be in the middle, because what you're going to do is you're going to put your word hooray off of that so that it's much more visible. Okay? So we'll put those together, add those to this card. I put the top and the bottom first. And I'm not sure if I've mentioned this before, but oops, I think this needs to go this way. I put my glue when I'm using glue. But when I'm using glue, I always put that glue in the middle. And that way I don't have to worry about it smushing out. Okay? It's hard to see. Yeah, there we go. Now that we have this done, before we do anything else, we need to think about where do we want this fork to go. I learned that the hard way, so I want the fork to maybe look like it's kind of laying there. Then we want this, it's time for cake, to go about right there. Okay? And then this is going to go on the top. Now I did want to show you this. If you're not happy about how that looked, say it's off just a little bit, you decide to do that little trim, then be sure and cut one of these down a little bit before you attach it. Or you could take your Night of Navy, and this is a Stampin' Write marker, and you could just fill that in on the sides like that, or leave it, because I think it looks fine. I think it looks okay. I'm just adding little dabs here. Always do it in dots so that you can make the changes pretty quick. See, I think it turned out great. Now you're going to put this here. These will go with dimensionals. The dimensional will go here in the middle, and then there'll be one here at the bottom. These will get dimensionals. I got ahead of myself. I did not put these on yet. And the spoon will go flat to the bottom. And then hooray will go here. And I've already finished one of these cards, so I will show you what this looks like. Here you go. It's time for cake. I will tell you this, that I decided there's a lot of things that you can still do and still kind of dress this up a little bit. I did not make an alternate here, but what I did do is I added this to the envelope to kind of give it a little bit more pizzazz. So you don't necessarily have to alter the cards, but you can do things like that, or you could do it on the inside of the card. So once I put this together, I could actually put some candles on the inside of the card also. Just alternate ideas. Now this one has some additional stamping to do, and if you remember, this one is the fun fold card. But before we fold it, we need to do these stamps, and I have them ready to go. I did go ahead and grab another stamp block because of the fact that I had so many that I was working with. And so I grabbed another stamp block because I needed to have this available. I needed the lost count available. I've already done the Make-A-Wish. I've already showed you the stamping. But because this one's a little bit different, I want to go ahead and take a few more minutes. These are just regular stamping. Nothing exciting. They're the same as what we've shown. Same thing here. We've already shown you that. So I'm just going to put those away because we've already gone over how to do just that simple stamping. But this one has a little bit different. Because you're going to be doing all this folding, I want to show you just a little bit about what you're going to do here. And so what we're going to do is we're going to stamp one of these. It looks like this might be flowers. I had to stop in the middle there and get cleaned up because I had very bad inky fingers. So we're going to take a few minutes here to kind of wipe through the outside edges, since I'm not necessarily the best at inky fingers. And so now we want to leave room for the words lost count. So I'm going to put this up just a little bit. And then on this side, same thing. We need the word lost count to go there. I really cut it short on the first copy that I did, my first sample. We're going to leave a little bit of room there, like we said. Done. And then we're going to add the lost count. Actually, we'll go ahead and add this first, which is the cute little top. Okay, now that we clean that up, we're going to add this to our little perfect. Lost count. I'm going to go ahead and take this off because I learned the hard way that I need to take this off first. So give me a second to put this back over here. I just have so much fun trying to keep this off of my fingers. So now all I want to do here, and I'm doing this upside down, so let's hope this works out just fine. I'm going to move this. Bad idea. And we're going to do this. Perfect. Yay. Okay, now let's do the folding here, and then what I'm going to show you is how we're going to attach this to the base. This is very similar to a fun fold card that I did not too long ago. And let me show you. There's a little trick to this, so I want to take some time to do this. Okay, so first let's just do our fun fold. We already know that this is going to kind of go on the inside. We're going to fold this over. You see your crease here. Fold that over. Make your crease. Okay, that crease is fine. This crease, you'll need to go like, you can do this either way, because all you have to do is just make sure that you remember to fold it into a Z fold. I believe it's called a Z fold. So one of the things that you will do is you will go through and you will use your Make-A-Wish, and you're going to actually seal this with your bronze color thread, and then you're going to put your Make-A-Wish hanging down here. But before we do that, what we want to do is we want to line up this thread. We know this needs to be 18 inches. I'm going to go ahead and place these, one in each corner. We're going to put one here in the middle, about in the middle. Let me see if I can make sure I got that in the middle. Because what we want to do is we kind of want to trap that thread a little bit. I'll show you in just a second. So we want this thread to go through here, okay? So I will move it very, very close and kind of trap it. What will happen is we'll come this way. Oops. Knock that off. We'll want this to be threaded through, and we will bring it over this way, add the Make-A-Wish. So we're going to take these and we're going to add one to each of those sections before we tie this up. This will make sense in just a second, okay? Now, I did want to show you this. I did go back and add more dimensionals here. I would say this. You could do this without the dimensionals, and you could do it with tear and tape, but I was just kind of going by what the design was that they had put out there. I may make changes as I go. So now what I'll do, I've got those set up ready to go. I'll add this. Now, we'll add it to here, and we're good to go. Trim off our ends, and now we have a cute little fun fold card. I want to thank you for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if there's anything else you'd like me to share. If you want to see some of the alternate cards, let me know that as well. If you get a chance, if you could hit the subscribe button and the notification button. Oh, and if you like and comment, it helps YouTube to notice me. And I appreciate all comments so that I can look at what it is that you like to see, so I can make plans to hopefully make those videos for you. So stay tuned, more videos to come. I'm going to throw a sneak peek here. Till next time, have a great day.